Hello my friends, welcome to another playful, funky practice. If you've never practiced with me before, my name is Tana. I post new flows here on YouTube every single week. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you are notified every time there's a new practice on here. All right, then when you're ready, let's get right into it. You are welcome to meet in a child's pose. Not here for too long, just taking a moment to settle. So reach the hands out in front of you. Relax the elbows to the floor as you melt your forehead to the ground. Meeting yourself, your body here in a moment of connection as you melt your chest over your thighs. Allow your forehead and elbows to soften fully into the ground. Resting your hips a little bit closer towards your heels. Feel into a sense of spaciousness across the spine, across the back line of your body. And then keep your eyes closed. Trust your decision to get on your mat today and to turn this video on. You don't need to be anywhere else right now. Relax into the shoulders, the neck, the face. And then invite a really full and spacious breath in through the nose, guiding the breath into the back of the heart. Opening the mouth and releasing, letting it go. Let's go for one more like that. Nice and full, really feeling the energy and the breath expand into the back rib cage. And then opening, letting it go, whatever needs to come out. And with that out breath, very slowly and leisurely roll upwards like a cat, lifting up through the back of your heart. Push into the hands a lot, tuck the toes, keep reaching through the upper spine, keeping your chin tucked towards your chest space. And then nice and slowly arch the spine, exaggerate the shape a little bit with the elbows bent, reaching chest through. With the out breath, taking your time, really feeling into every part of your spine. Cat spine once again, charge down into the fingers. Try to connect your breath to the movement now. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine. Keep your mouth closed. Again, inhale, lift up through the heart space, shoulders peel back. Exhale, we round and we push away from the ground. One more time, open it up. Exhale, round. With that out breath, sit your hips back to your heels, keep your toes tucked. Firm your tailbone in a little bit and then interlace your hands, and we start to circle the wrists out in one direction. Nice and slow, finding some openness through the wrists. You can change directions of the circles. And then keeping your hands interlaced, we're going to reach the hands out in front of us, tuck the chin into the heart space, push forwards as much as you can. Keep the elbows straight. Feel into space in between shoulder blades. And then we arch the spine. Keep drawing the arms backwards. If you can keep the elbows straight, do so. Otherwise, slightly bent is cool. Exhale, round forwards once again. And again, inhale, we open up. Just like a cat-cow spine, just emphasizing the openness in the shoulders and the arms now. Inhale, arch once again. Keep reaching the sternum to the sky and then bend into the elbows. We gently drop the head back into the hands. Start to pull the elbows towards the back of your space. Noticing how this gesture, this sense of opening across the heart and front line of body makes you feel maybe a little bit more open, maybe a little bit more awake and receptive. You can gently release, drop the hands to the floor and find a forward fold of the back of your space. So make your way up, lifting your hips into the air. Take a loose bend into the knees and reach your hands behind your back. We'll interlace the hands here, making sure that we're nice and open in the shoulders. Relax the head, relax the face, and breathe into the inner lines of arms, shoulders. You can gently release the interlace of the hands. Drop your hands to the floor, come into a halfway lift. On the out breath, fold the body forwards. On your next in-breath, rise up into your high mountain pose. Charge down into the feet, lengthen through the spine and the fingers, and then bend your knees and open up your chest space, cactusing through the arms, keeping the fingers spread. We fold forwards on the out-breath, melt your heart space closer to your femur bones, and then lift your chest on the in-breath. Heart pulls forwards. On the out-breath, we leisurely make our way forwards into a plank. Push away from the ground, hugging the belly button to the spine. Hold for a breath. Really feeling into a sense of aliveness through your whole frame, through your whole body. Take chaturanga all the way down to the floor, and then take one round of cobra as you lift the chest through. On the out-breath, relax the chest to the ground. Push back into a downward facing dog now. Lift the hips back and begin to pedal through the feet. Bending one leg and then bending the other leg, finding some space. On your next out breath, push energetically into the hands and step your right foot out in front of you. Come into a low lunge. Peel the chest through, hips nice and low, taking an inhale. And then on your out breath, nice and slowly come into a long pyramid pose. So bow over the right shin bone, continue to lift your left heel off the floor. Inhale, we rebend into the right leg. Step your left foot through to meet your right foot, halfway lift. Exhale, fold the body forwards, bow down. Rise up, high mountain now. Charge down into the feet, lengthen through the spine, and then right away we open the chest space, knees stay generously bent. Exhale, fold like a blanket over the thighs, energy moves down. Lift the chest, inhale. On the out breath, right foot steps back, finding your lunge just as we did before. Continue to peel this right hip forwards and down as much as you can. Finding a steady breath. Long pyramid pose, playing with straightening the left leg. Totally cool if it's slightly bent here in the beginning, or really at any point during the practice. We rebend into the left leg. Step both feet back, downward facing dog. Push firmly into the hands, and then rise high onto the balls of the feet. Roll the body forwards to a plank pose. Take your vinyasa. Move slow. If you want to find an upward facing, if you're ready for that, go for it. Otherwise, a cobra, we meet in our downward facing dog. We go again a little bit faster this time. Right foot steps forwards, guide the heart forwards, feeling the energy in the chest and your left thigh. Breathe in. Exhale, long pyramid pose. Feel into a sense of space, of range through the backs of your legs. Rebend into the right leg on the in-breath. On the out-breath, come forwards, halfway lift. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, fold. Rise up, high mountain pose. Feeling the energy move up the legs, up the spine, up the fingers. Bend your knees and open your heart space. Enjoy the opening for a moment. And then we fold, bow down to the earth. Halfway lift. Right foot steps back, low lunge. Notice how this side feels this time around. Breathe in. Exhale, long pyramid pose, breathe out. We rebend into the left leg, lift the chest, plug the fingertips into the ground, downward facing dog, left foot steps back. Come high onto the balls of the feet, feel into the soles of the feet. As you do so, roll through plank. Take your vinyasa. We will all meet in a downward facing dog. Roll the hips back in space. Feeling your side body lengthen as you continue to reach the tailbone, your sacrum all the way back. On your next in-breath, reach the right toes back, find your three-legged dog. And then slowly pull the knee to the right elbow, round through the upper spine as much as you can. And then take the toes back again, find your three-legged dog. Pull the knee to the opposite elbow, left side, rounding through upper spine. Take your toes back, three-legged dog. Low lunge this time, softly landing in between your hands, just as we were doing earlier. On the out breath, take a long pyramid pose, wave over the right shin bone, engaging through the muscles in your legs. Okay, listen carefully. Rebend into the right leg. Sink your left knee down to the ground. Start to reach the right arm behind you. And then start to pull this left heel towards your glute. But I don't want you to come into a passive stretch. So you're not actually grabbing onto the foot. Just continuing to squeeze your heel towards your bum. And then you'll start to feel your hamstring really fire up. Yeah, I know it's strong. Okay, we're just turning on those muscles, saying hello to them. One more breath. On the out breath, drop the foot down to the floor. Both hands meet the mat. Downward facing dog, right foot steps back. Landing here with a breath. Lifting heels off the floor, roll through to your plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing, guide the heart right forwards. Roll the hips back with awareness. Downward facing dog. Left toe sweep back, three-legged. Pulling knee to left elbow. Gathering in your core, protracting shoulders as much as you can. We hold and hover. Three-legged dog, take your toes back. Exhale, knee to right elbow, opposite side. Three-legged dog, take your toes back, reach into your left foot. Low lunge, softly landing in between your hands. Thread the heart forwards as you melt your hips down as much as you can. Taking your long pyramid pose, bow over your left shin bone. Taking a breath, continue to elevate the right heel off the floor a lot. Rebend into the left leg. Sink the right knee down to the floor now. Start to reach the left arm to the back of your space as you pull the right heel towards your right glute. Hold. Really try to pull the heel as close towards your bum as you can. Feeling the hamstring fire up. Drop both hands down to the floor. Step the left foot back to meet the right foot, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forwards to a plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. With control, find some space, upward facing dog. Rolling it back, downward facing dog. Moving on, repeating and building from there. Stretch your right toes into the sky, three-legged. Pull the knee to the right elbow. Taking the toes back, three-legged dog, radiating through your right toes. Pull the knee to the left elbow, opposite side. Three-legged dog, take the toes back. Find some breath, find some play, land forwards, low lunge. Hips nice and low, energy in the back leg and the front leg. Take your long pyramid pose. Rebend into the front leg, sink the left knee down to the ground. Same thing, first we're coming into a really active shape. Pull your heel towards your glute. Continue to reach this right arm towards the back of your space. And then slowly grab onto the foot with the right hand. We come into a passive stretch. Pull the foot towards your bum. Take a breath. Slowly release your foot. We take a wide-legged fold to the side of our space, facing the left side. Just a transition, traveling to the back of our space, side angle pose. Keep reaching the right arm up and over, driving into the knife edge of the right foot. Straightening both legs, reverse your triangle. Take a breath. And then make your way back down into that same shape. Inhale, radiate through the right fingertips, finding a little bit more range and space through side body. Exhale, straighten the legs, make your way up. With that out breath, take a wide-legged fold to the side of your space. Push into the edges of your feet. Lift the chest halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, once again, lift. This time, we travel to the front of our space, low lunge, meet the right foot. Send your right toes into the sky, find a three-legged dog. Now kick back into the right heel a lot. Bend into the leg, slowly and mindfully, keeping both knees bent. We flip our dog, firm into the glutes, lift up through the chest. Take a moment. And then slowly lower the hips. Right hand meets the ground, listening carefully. Pull the right knee to the left elbow, kick it through in your fallen star shape. Reach the left arm up, gathering in the core, lifting through the hips, taking a breath. Okay, start to bend into your left leg, find a seated position. Your left knee stays bent here. You're finding a seat. Left knee stays bent, right leg stays straight. Inhale, we lift the chest. And then exhale, we fold, leaning closer towards the right thigh here. Keep your right foot really flexed as you ease yourself into a bit more space with the breath. Start to make your way back up and then plug the right hand into the floor. Listen carefully, lift your right foot off the floor in that same kind of fallen star position. We're gonna meet in a three-legged dog. So send your right toes back. Don't worry about how long you take to get there. There is no rush in the practice. We're just exploring curiously through space. Awkwardly or not so awkwardly, make your way to the back of your space in a standing splits. Right toes back. All right, challenging your capacity, challenging yourself mentally, physically, not worrying too much about if you're doing it wrong or right. Just seeing what happens when you try. Okay, so we're here. You're welcome to bend into the right leg. Left hand catches onto the foot. Maybe or maybe not. Maybe you just continue to reach the right toes back. Wherever you are, we're gonna hold here for another moment. Okay, wherever you are. If you have a bind release, we'll meet in our three-legged dog. Walk the hands forwards, reach back into the right toes. Take a breath. And then on the out breath, pull the right knee to the right elbow, land the shin softly down to the floor in a pigeon shape. For this pigeon, let's keep your left knee bent, so your back knee stays bent, your right foot is flexed. Lift the chest, inhale. Exhale, lean forwards just a little bit. Right foot generously flexed, feeling into the external rotators, the outer lines of your hips, and the deeper muscles closer to the joint. All right, we're gonna make our way back up. Tuck the back toes under. We will meet in a three-legged dog. Send the right toes into the sky, reach into the foot, downward facing dog. Inhale, rise onto the balls of the feet, roll forwards to a plank pose. Take a chaturanga. To an upward facing, opening up the front of the body, rolling the hips back with awareness. Downward facing dog. Sending your left toes back. Pull the knee to the left elbow, round, hug everything inwards. Take your toes back, three-legged. Knee to the right elbow, other side. Three-legged dog, taking the toes back. Low lunge, landing forwards. We breathe in, guiding heart forwards, chest open. Exhale, long pyramid pose. Notice how your hamstrings feel now. Noticing any changes, maybe a little bit more stable, a little bit more open. Rock forwards to a lunge. Sink your right knee down to the mat. Right hand is connected to the floor. Stretch the left arm behind you first. We come into our active shape. So pull the heel to the bum, embracing the challenge. One more breath. And then we come into a passive stretch. All right, we're gonna release. Take a wide-legged fold, just a transition to the back of our space. Side angle pose. Stretch the left arm up and over. Nice and low through the hips. Pull the tailbone in and breathe. Reverse your triangle. Straighten the legs, opening up across the lateral line of your body. With the out breath, make your way back down into that same shape. Keep radiating through the left arm, left fingers. Reverse your triangle, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, take a wide-legged fold, Prasarita, spin the toes in, heels out. Lift the chest, guiding the heart through, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Again, lift the chest as you push into the feet. Travel to the front of your space now, low lunge. Reach your left toes into the sky, find a three-legged dog, kicking into your foot, bend into the top leg, and maybe find a flip dog, wild thing variation. So for this variation, we're playing with both knees bent, so try to find that. Plug the heels into the ground as you lift the hips, and explore your body, explore your energy. We're gonna lower the hips. Left hand meets the ground, nice and strong. Pull the left knee to the right elbow, crossing over the body, hold. Kick the leg through in your fallen star shape, reaching right fingers up to the sky. Lower your bum down, find a seated position. Nice, guys. So you're kind of internally rotating through this right thigh here, with the knee pressing into the earth. Lift the chest, facing this left leg. Exhale, lean the body forwards. We ease into our hamstring stretch for a couple more rounds of breath. Relax into the shoulders, relax into the face. Let's bring ourselves back up. Plug the left hand into the floor. Lift the hips as you lift this left leg off the floor once again. We'll meet in a three-legged dog. Stretch your left toes back. Push into the hands a lot and hold. Okay, from here, start to walk the hands towards the right foot, standing splits. As I mentioned earlier, no rush. If you need to take 10 breaths to get here, take 10 breaths to get here. All good in the hood. Okay, begin to bend into this top leg. If you took a bind on the first side, maybe catching onto the foot with the right hand. And maybe pulling the heart space a little bit closer to the right thigh. Wherever you are, slowly release, walk the hands to the front of your space in a three-legged dog. Reach your left toes back, take a breath in. As you breathe out, pull the knee towards the left elbow, round through the spine, and softly land your shin bone down to the ground. All right, so we're gonna find that bent back leg. So bend into the back leg, try to ground this left thigh into the floor. Your left foot is flexed. Breathe in, lift the chest, and then lean forward slightly on the out breath. Nice and slowly, walk yourself back up, retuck the right toes, and send your left toes into the sky, three-legged dog. Radiate through the left foot, and then softly land both feet to the floor. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Rise onto the balls of the feet, roll the body consciously through plank pose. Slow, controlled awareness, Chaturanga Dandasana. Feel into strength, feel into each breath. Lift the chest, upward facing dog. Sink the knees to the floor, roll the hips back, downward facing dog. Relax the forehead to the ground, soften the elbows to the floor. Let the energy settle. All right, last little bit of strength, guys, before we start to soften and wind down. You can lift the gaze, ground the elbows into the floor, dolphin pose. Lift yourself up. Hips nice and high. And your elbows are energetically hugging together so they're not splaying out to the sides. If you have the space, start to walk your toes closer to your elbows. Continue to drive the chest towards the thighs as much as you can. All right, we're going to hold here for 5 breaths. If you can stay with it, stay with it. Otherwise, child's pose is there for you. Such a great posture. Okay, we're going to hold for another round of 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work, guys. Sink your knees to the floor, child's pose. Wrap your hands around your heels as you soften your forehead to the ground. Let everything soften as you drape the shoulders, the front line of your body over your thighs like a comforting blanket here. On your next round of breath, gently begin to peel yourself back up. Roll the hips to the right side as you sweep your legs to the left side. Come into a cross-legged seat with your right foot out in front of you. Stretch the arms tall as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, twist to the right, right fingers back,
Left hand meets the right knee. Growing tall, trying to bring as much of the spine into the twist as possible. You can slowly unwind, change the cross of your legs. Arms rise, energy travels up the spine and the arms, and then we twist to the other side. Relax the face, relax the jaw, relax into your energy as a whole. You can gently peel yourself back to center and then rest your hands on your knees. Sit up nice and tall, soften into yourself, close your eyes. A few moments of stillness before we close. If you've come this far, I invite you to stay. You might feel that your heart is still beating a bit faster than usual. Your breath has not quite found a steady rhythm yet. Just taking all of that in. Relax into the shoulders, the jaw, the face a bit more. And then drop your awareness into your heart space. And just take a few slow and normal breaths into the heart, the physical and the energetic heart space. Really allow the breaths to be full, to be long, to be slow. Continue to deepen your breath with each round, breathing a little bit further and deeper into the chest cavity, into the top of the lungs. And then when you breathe out, very slowly let it go through the nose and soften the body, soften your thoughts a little bit more. Continue for 2 more rounds. And when you've finished that round, you can gently place your hands on your heart space. And we close the practice with a nice full breath in through the nose. Guiding it into the heart, let it go through the mouth. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really hope that you enjoyed that practice. I would love to hear from you. Please let me know how you went in the comments section down below. Remember to subscribe if you did enjoy this practice and give me a nice big thumbs up if you did enjoy. Okay, my friends, I can't wait to see you soon on the mat. Ciao for now.